Hey, everyone in. Let's go. Huddle up on 3. 1, 2, 3. Huddle up.
You all know what you have to do. Remember, no one, and I mean no one, comes into our house and pushes us around. This is your game now, gentlemen.
Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone. He'll run it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins.
This could be a sentence that a month ago would sound incomprehensible. From 31 yards, McPherson, and Cincinnati is heading to the Super Bowl.
He called it again, I'm sure. He walked up and he goes, "Can you believe, Coach? We're going to the Super Bowl."
And now, welcome everyone to the Huddle Up Podcast.
You are looking live.
Yes, you are looking live. We are back for another week. It is a new month, but the same show that you have become accustomed to over the course of the last, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever it's been as we progress our way through the football season, through the fall sports season. Is only currently two of us. We may add an Ernest Christian. We will not add a Matt tonight. He is watching the Fall Classic, so he has the night off. Originally was supposed to be in South Philly. Mother Nature had other plans for that one last night, but hopefully Matt and the Philadelphia Phillies have a good night. I know, Kyle, it's something you're dramatically concerned with.
And by dramatically, he means not at all.
You know, one of those things. I think dramatically has multiple definitions. No, it probably doesn't. But make sure you are following us on all of our social media at Huddle Up Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. Hit the link tree. You can get us on all podcast platforms. I know on the Anchor homepage, I just updated it over the weekend to reflect even more podcast platforms that you can subscribe to the show at. So make sure you check that out. If you are subscribed on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give us a rating and a review. We appreciate that. And as always, you can get our merchandise over at tpublic.com.
Merchandising.
You can find that in the link tree as well.
Hold on, Jim. Don't go too much further. I want to make a note of that.
Oh, right there in the Student of the Game notebook that you can find on tpublic.com. Of course. So Student of the Game, Kyle Nash, how we doing this evening?
Honor, joy, and privilege, Jim. What about the bait and switch here? Hold on. Here I am, prepared to make fun of Matt because he went to baseball instead of doing the show with us tonight. And here you're telling me it's actually a hockey affair, if I heard you correctly.
No. He is watching the Phillies game, my friend.
Oh, then bleep that guy.
Would hockey be? Hockey would be more appropriate for you anyway, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, listen, the Classic's a great thing. I had toyed with the idea of attending one myself, but as hockey season falls, it was in conflict with one of the four sports I cover between the black and gold banneret and the three-point conversion.
There we are. So EJ hopefully will be joining us here shortly. Devin joining in, listening along. What's going on, Devin? Mike says Jim and Kyle, good evening. Ernest, well, wow. Yeah.
Coming right out of the gate.
Mike also says the show's so much better without Ernest. I mean, that we may not.
But Byrne, you got to understand something, which, by the way, looking forward to having you on the Student of the Game podcast in a couple of weeks here for the midseason awards. That's after week 9, because that'll be the actual midpoint of the season. See, the middle of 17 is 9, having 9 games done with buys and stuff. That's what it is.
Wait, Ernest, you're not allowed to comment on the show you're not even on. Get out. Get out of the comment.
Douche. Douche. Anyways. Ah, there we go. Riptide Rush showed up. How you doing? Yes, that's right. I just referred to the soundboard as the backup since I was on top of it. No, listen. But yeah, gonna have Burn on. That'll be fun too. But listen, you got to remember this too about EJ. If he's not here, there's no Tool Time music, which means there's no dancing, bitches. Exactly.
If you are watching along with us live, give it a like and a share. We'd appreciate that. Get as many people in here. Feel free to interact. I believe Facebook should be up and running with the comments. YouTube should be as well. I think this is still a StreamYard Twitter issue. If you reply, if you do comments through Twitter, they don't come through on our end. So you can watch along live on Twitter, but if you want to interact with us, hop over to facebook.com/HuddleUpPodcast or the Huddle Up Podcast YouTube channel, which actually now has its own handle. So it should just be youtube.com/HuddleUpPodcast. That's a new thing YouTube's been rolling out. So a lot easier to find. So certainly make sure you do that. Before we get to our normal segments, Kyle, let's start here because in the midst of already adding the college football playoff rankings to this week's show, which is going to make our show a little bit not necessarily longer, but more chock full of flavor. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be frank, that sort of deal. But the NFL today decided to have the most active trade deadline day in history. So if you're following along with us live, you can see all of the trades, I believe 10 in total, on trade deadline day today. Which one of these to you? We don't need to go over every single one of them. Obviously, if you're listening on the podcast side, you can look it up. Every sports outlet has the full recap of the trade deadline. But which one of these to you, Kyle, sticks out as the biggest, the most impactful, and maybe we'll touch on the most surprising of the day. But we'll start with biggest or most impactful.
I mean, impactful is all about perspective, right? Because there's the current season, but what I want to point out is a lot of draft pick movement, right? For my money, for example, the Calvin Ridley trade, the fraud cons are, dealing with a guy who isn't even on the field, and as a first place team, they're getting draft picks. I really like that overall. Sure, they're still fraudulent. This does not solve for their quarterback issues with Marcus Mariota being the main guy, nor does it necessarily immediately improve their defense either. But for the Jags, I'll say this: if everything works out with Calvin Ridley and he becomes that deep ball threat, that's, I think, a situation where you have something that could be most impactful for both teams immediately. Give some love to the whole Bradley Chubb thing for the Dolphins. A lot of people say that means they're a Super Bowl pick. Let's slow down. That might be their playoffs. That's about it. And actually I should be talking about the Justin playoffs. Exactly. The Justin Wilson thing for them actually there too. I mean, I get that improving the defense is important for the Dolphins. They got better on both sides, so that might be considered another edition of the biggest impact, Jim, because they did most today.
I tell you what, there was about a 1 hour period I have Raheem Mostert and Chase Edmonds on one of my fantasy teams. So it's like, hey, you got your running back, you got your handcuff, so they move Chase Edmonds, and then you're like, okay, so you figure Denver may utilize him a little bit. So if something were to happen to Mostert, I'm fine. And then they, less than an hour later, they bring in Jeff Wilson. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Does that mean that? So it's a very stressful afternoon for those of us in fantasy land, but as this can sort of thing can normally do. But yeah, the Ridley trade, Kyle, is probably the one that really jumped out at me, because I know a lot of people are like, why would you trade for a guy that's not even playing this year? I'm like, because I mean, he's what, 24, 25, has the talent to be among the league's best.
Right.
You know, like he immediately, because look, are the Jaguars dead this year, quote unquote? Not officially, but
so those of us who cover them will say yes, but I don't.
well, sure, okay. Mathematically, no. Realistically, probably. And here's the deal: let's just pretend that the Titans get really bad through the course of the rest of the season. The Jaguars catch lightning. Jaguars get into the playoffs. Are the Jags contending with Cincinnati, Baltimore, Kansas City, or Buffalo? No. So you're not winning a Super Bowl this year.
Wait a minute. Acknowledgement of being in a trash division. Say what?
So like adding a piece that will greatly improve your team next year and beyond when you have a young star running back, a young star quarterback, and so on and so on. I thought it was a really, really smart move. People reacted to the moment, which isn't always the smartest thing to do for people, but yeah,
that'll totally stop them from doing it though, Jim.
Well, never will.
The point I think you're making is great. Oh, he may not even play. Great. And giving up a 5th round pick for the chance at Calvin Ridley compared to that receiver core. Nah, I don't dislike it. I'm sure if I have Travis Holmes on the Student of the Game podcast, bing, he'll have something to complain about, but that's on him. I think also worth mention, we'd be foolish if we did not bring up Nyheim Hines to the Bills. I don't get getting Zach Moss and a 5th pick. I don't know what the Colts hope to gain in this exchange. I don't know, unless there's something in the locker room that's going badly, unless they're getting on Nyheim Hines' case for talking the ish he did about patchwork quarterbacks being a thing. I think there's something going on there.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen, not only the trade deadline today, the firing of the Colts offensive coordinator, which really, let's be honest, if things don't really start to improve in Indianapolis, Frank Reich probably going to go down that road at the end of this season. I know we discussed that a few weeks ago, that he's likely going to be a guy that would not get fired in season, but this has been a horrible year for the Indianapolis Colts.
And then the two quick ones I'd want to hit on before the security van fully pulls in. The number of interdivisional trades here is insane to me, right? Claypool to the Browns? At first I thought I read that wrong. Well, it says Browns on the list, so that makes sense. Okay. Then Claypool to the Bears.
Oh, well, that's that was, I pulled this directly from the Sporting News. So thank you, Sporting News, for
great. Hey, but I
continuing to disappoint.
I was about to say. But I can't, get paid to cover NFL teams. Anyways, but then Hawkinson to the Vikings, incredibly intriguing. Coupons getting even more weapons. It's a shame that they'll have playoff games later at night to make that pointless, but I do like that as well. And kind of for both squads. Listen, thank you. Man Campbell and company acknowledging that they are in a world of hurt right now. Getting picks is a good thing in my mind. I completely respect that.
Yeah, for sure. EJ, welcome in.
Also proving you can trade in Division 2.
I mean,
who here ever said you can't? They just
no. I'm just saying that some teams like, oh, I can't trade.
Most teams didn't. Most teams didn't. It's not that you never could.
Right.
We're just catching up here. Mike touched on that one. Vikings fill hole calls by the Irv Smith injury by getting Hawkinson. Devin says he's surprised Miami made any trades. I thinks they're doing all right. I mean, it's not that they're not doing okay, but I think if they're looking at that roster and believes that they can be a contender, okay, I think there needed to be some pieces to make the team a little bit better. And I think you certainly have done that today, especially with the addition of Bradley Chubb. I mean,
that's the one right there.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily Wilson taking the place of Chase Edmonds. Sure, okay. But yeah, Bradley Chubb is definitely the big addition there. When EJ came in, Joe said show's gonna go off the rails.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Oh no.
You should have seen.
You already know.
You should have seen what the Burn had to say about you, Chief. Anyway.
I watched the entire thing on. I was watching all the stuff while I was putting my kids
Oh,
to
and
bed.
here I was just thinking it's a burner account because you'd never be so irresponsible to comment on a show you're not on yet.
That's right. No, but I liked Miami. Going all in here and trying to compete for for whatever playoff spot, whatever it may be. I hear a lot of Dolphin fans out here complain about the picks. We lost the picks. Man, fuck them picks, man. Seriously. You got a chance to compete for playoff spot, fuck them picks. Because we don't know what the picks are until we know what they are. So stop.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask the Rams if the fuck the picks theory. Now
no, you're right. That's the best
a
analogy.
different type of debate because the Rams, they won a Super Bowl. Now they in trouble.
All right, true, but they won a Super Bowl.
Pump the brakes, though. It's not like it's a ton of picks they're out, right? I mean, for clarity, they've already turned a lot of picks into quality assets. That's why they don't have them. It's okay. Do I have to bring up the Chubb, Hill, and a Waddle situation to bring everyone up to speed? You may draft picks of proven players. If you don't look at it that way, you're not looking at it right. Period. Point blank. End of discussion.
Yeah, Mike brings up a good one too. The Ravens getting Roquan Smith, just as big, just didn't occur today. These are just the deals that went down.
Right. I can make an argument that McCaffrey and Quinn are also huge.
This is great that all of a sudden, the last couple of years, like the NFL trade deadlines is kind of turned to the NBA now. Like
Schefter tweeted about that when they moved it back, it went up exponentially. And to Jim's point, this is the biggest one in history we've seen. So there you go.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because you are heading into the midway point. So the pieces are somewhat. I say this somewhat because we still don't know beyond the top probably 3 teams in the league who really is going to fall elsewhere. But
that's more about this year than other years, Jim.
Right. This year is kind of the anomaly. The normally, even at the midway point, pieces have already begun falling into place. You can figure out usually your division winners, your top 1-2 playoff teams. It's a dogfight for the 3rd wild card team, and you can see who the true sellers are going to be. And you can kind of see who the sellers are at this point. I mean, especially as we saw today. Any other ones that stick out before we head?
No, nothing
good, bad, and ugly.
Nothing stuck out in terms of deals. I will say, like, the Packers not doing anything. Was kind of surprising. I guess. But that's what they do. I don't know.
Not to say that they weren't on the phones, EJ, but to your point, they were probably outbid on literally every attempt.
Yeah, right. That's the thing too. Is we'll never really know what what deals were in the works. I mean, I know from some of the Cowboys reporters that I follow said they were in talks with Houston for Cooks.
Yeah,
but a deal never came to be. So it is what it is. And like trying to cross those I's and cross those I's and dot the T's, as they say, can always be I intentionally screwed that one up.
Yeah.
Did he just should we tell him? Should we tell him? No, I did it on purpose.
The reason why it was familiar to us is we have that impulse every time EJ makes a point. So there you go.
By the way, Kyle, go Heat Bitch Day.
What happened?
Say, Kyle, go Heat Bitch. Go Heat Bitch Day.
Go Heat, bitch.
Right on, buddy.
Up by 6 right now.
I mean, listen, I'm glad that they won tonight because
no, playing right now. They haven't won yet.
Oh, okay.
They're currently playing.
So we still have plenty of opportunity to be me.
Oh my God! Who the hell?
If my mood gets worse in the next hour, so you know why. Just
Look, that's my point. Yeah, we have the opportunity to wear that. I'm going to need the fireplace soon, possibly. No heat, bitch.
Yeah.
No heat, bitch. I like that. I like that a lot.
Beautiful.
Yeah, let's see. Mike here says top 3 deadline deals: Chubb, Hawkinson, and Ridley. And he said he's kind of surprised Kareem Hunt didn't get dealt. The Browns are a complicated situation because you're not dead in a bad division, and you theoretically should be getting better in a couple of weeks.
I feel like last night may have changed some things. Had they lost last night, maybe the sellers this morning.
Anyways, well, I'll say this.
I doubt it.
It's a situation where the Miami Dolphins fans could almost be like a who's on first bit. You know, hey, are you excited about that new running back? Well, how's it make you feel, Chubb? You're that excited about the new running back? No, his name is Chubb. Wait, you're going to name yourself after a running back like that? Anyways.
So stupid.
Kyle, sometimes I hate you. I love you.
All right, let's go.
This coming from two guys who regularly watch the cock for their wrestling, and you're going to get on my case.
And we'll be this Saturday.
Maybe
Maybe.
Political
Yes,
tension
exactly,
in Saudi Arabia might
Right?
prevent that from happening, but that's a Thursday night topic to discuss, not a Tuesday night topic to discuss. As we do every week, we look at
What show would that be, guys?
that would be, well, for me, it's the 3 Count Thursday. And for EJ, it's and me. Actually, yeah, for me, it's both. The Take 3 Wrestling Podcast.
What can
I'm
I
really
say?
disappointed in you guys, though. I did my first observations pod, and I even did the dings myself by mouth, not soundboard. And I did.
He went real Kyle on this fucking.
I
episode.
didn't get
You
reactions from either of you. I'm really
Whoa! I'm the one that told you.
I
What reactions?
Listen, I haven't gotten to listening to it yet. My day job has been incredibly difficult lately, and for sports, blah blah blah. I'll get to it, Jim.
Well, you didn't comment on the bings. That's
You wanted more.
That's what I'm telling you.
I've heard it. I've heard this already. I heard it. That
I
it
mean,
came out.
he did hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, then step your game up, Summer's Eve.
He wants more dings. Ding talk.
All right,
You're not wrong.
Let's start with EJ. We'll start with you. What was your good from this past weekend?
Simple. Tua. Let's go.
Really?
This team
Wow,
is.
that was.
I'm sorry.
Really?
This team. Look. I'm.
Tua?
Is he elite? No, I'm joking. Let's start. No. I'm fucking with you guys. See,
You say that again,
Kyle, you might die after this episode. Seriously, be careful, okay? Because I got some shit lined up for your ass. Anyway, so no, it's clear after this week.
My.
This team.
Oh no, that's the trade for the running back with Miami. Then, anyway.
Yeah, no, no. It's clear that this team is completely different with Tua under center versus everybody else.
No, that is true, right?
Completely different. Like to the point, like they're to me, it's different to them being a top 10 team, vying for being the third or fourth team in the AFC versus them being literally a fucking team that's not in the playoffs. Literally that big a difference. Like we will literally question Tua whether or not he'll be a starting quarterback in this league beyond this year. And we're seeing now obviously they've built around him.
I don't feel like you and I had sold on him.
No. I don't want. No, I'm the only one. I was on the fence with Tua also myself. It's the same.
Right. But he wasn't down the river yet for us.
This isn't me bragging about me. I'm being right. This is about me being happy for the kid who loves the kid, but had a lot of questions.
Oh no, this isn't about you bragging. This is about me pointing out to the audience that for once you didn't blow this one.
I mean, like I said, this kid is incredible. He's a great kid. Obviously, I cringe when he gets hit or gets close to getting hit.
Who doesn't?
But at the same time, this kid. I mean, he's been incredible this year. Honestly, I still say that if he doesn't have those concussions and shit, those 3 games he missed, they actually might have an even better record to have now. Honestly.
Did Matt mail in any good, bad, and ugly there, Jim?
You're not going to like it. I'll tell you that. He has the Philadelphia Union advancing to the MLS Cup Finals.
Wow, the fact that he skipped out on the correct quarterback who should be the good this week hurts. Anyways,
I saw what you did.
I see what
saw.
You did there. I didn't do that. I did. I'll go to mine. Kyle will go to yours then.
Did I do that?
Oh boy. The addition of Christian McCaffrey to the San Francisco 49ers is my good from this past week. And I think it adds an element to that team that they didn't have before. I thought that offense looked a heck of a lot different. Now, I will say this, and it may be a little bit of a spoiler ahead towards the tool time segment for me. I need to see a larger sample size. And obviously the key with Christian McCaffrey, as it always is, his ability to stay healthy. But if he can stay healthy, then this is a definite uptick to a team that I had a lot of doubts about.
Jim, you know how I know we're not friends?
Why is that?
I'm wearing the goddamn shirt.
Oh no, I stole. Did I? I think I stole his thunder.
And you're gonna tell me that I can't pick the guy who had who went the cycle for touchdowns, running, receiving, and passing for the first time since 2005. Can't be my good. I can't steal Notre Dame here. They don't do a damn thing worth my time. And what am I going to do? Talk about Russell Wilson with the Denver Broncos?
The Denver Broncos.
No, I'm not that desperate. Good Christ almighty in heaven, you must be out of your mind. That being said, we don't have any fans on this show, so this won't offend anybody. How about the Seahawks taking care of business in the game that had two teams who are actually winning teams? The only one for the second consecutive time.
There you go. Yeah. Look.
Did you like that one, EJ?
No, I did not. Next.
Oh well, it's Tua bad, bitch.
I thought you were stripping. I was waiting for you to strip of your shirt. Apparently, you're doing like your little the shirt on and I got the hat on. And
we were talking about Chubb earlier. I can see how you mixed up. Anyway,
that was good.
My laptop's asking a little. No, sorry.
Oh, you like Tua bad, bitch?
Tua bad, bitch. That was good. That was real good. And like it brought the whole thing the whole way around. All right, let's go to the bad. Let's go to the bad. So, Kyle, at the risk of stealing anything from you this time, we'll start with you.
I appreciate that, man. I listen. I thought I would lean into it because apparently my spite for Notre Dame made the TikTok. By the way, I didn't know if you announced the TikTok, but sure enough, we're gonna talk about it here because you pointing out as if I only hate Notre Dame. Let's be clear. I have no affection for your Utes either, Jim. Anyways, my ugly. I'm just gonna say the Big Ten Conference in general. The only reason you aren't the ACC yet is because Ohio State and Michigan are actually pretty good. They just don't play anybody else. We'll get a lot more into that later, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, we will.
All right. EJ, what was your bad from the weekend?
We can officially throw dirt on this team now. The team I picked to win the AFC West before the year started. The Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles Raiders.
Oof. Yeah, they are.
It isn't that they lost to the Saints. Obviously, lost to the Saints is bad. It's the way they lost. 24-0, dude. Really to the Saints.
Yeah, that team is lost. They got nothing.
I have to wonder.
How do you put them and not the Jags? But continue.
The Jags are showing some effort, man.
They lost to the Broncos, you tool.
Again, they're showing fucking effort, dude. They're showing effort. Okay.
What?
Come on.
That's what you are.
No,
trying hard, fellas.
No. The Raiders are horrible, and a little bit of a teaser. They're probably gonna be my bottom 5 this week for the record.
I mean, okay, well, that's a different question. I'm not gonna argue with you on that.
Yeah, that's a different story. But yeah, they are dead. I'm going to college football with my bad. That team that a lot of people said we're back this year.
Who are you talking about?
Miami and Virginia combined for 26 points in an overtime game, and neither team scoring an or any touchdown. Period. I would say an offensive touchdown, but the game was just that offensive to the game of football.
I would like to submit to the committee once again. This is why ties are a good thing.
Brutal game.
Yeah. But they're back though.
Yeah, the U is back.
Oh wait, it is Florida State Miami week, and no one gets us left.
Speaking of the U is back, Matt, who picked them to win the ACC, I believe, if
he did, he sure did.
Serves, had the Carolina Panthers snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
That was pretty awful.
Atlanta. That was look.
They made the right call.
The rule. I know people don't like it. That's not the debate. With removing the helmet after a score. I think that rule is in place not for celebrations, but to prevent ugly situations otherwise during a game. So if you want to make the argument that the NFL should allow players to remove helmets for celebrations, but not for other things, be my guest. But as the rule stands, the rule is enforced. You got to know the rule. Like,
Yeah.
Plain and
It's a
simple.
safety piece at that point. I don't
I mean,
think
both of you right.
peeling off a blunt object as something like a helmet like that. There's a whole lot that can go wrong over and above, using it as a blunt club.
Right.
It's there for a reason. And take your dumb ass to the bench first and then take off your helmet. I mean, come on.
I said both of you right here. The rule can suck, but again, it's across the board. We can't just let it go because of this point in the game. I get the emotion part, like you want to take the emotion out of the game, but at the same time, that's common sense.
Well, and my problem is I'm an offensive lineman. We're the closest thing to samurai on the field, even though we're fat. My punchline is this: you're supposed to be celebrating with your teammates anyway. Take your dumb ass off the field. Get in front of the damn Twitter cam in the behind the end zone, and then take your helmet off. You'll be fine. The rule isn't bad. If you want to address bad rules, let's talk about this taunting trash. Okay, how about that?
Yeah. Like again, there's two separate arguments there. You can have an opinion about the rule, but the player has to know the rules. So I agree with Matt there on the ugly. Let's see, Mike or the bad. Excuse me, Mike. Going back to the good, had the Tennessee Volunteers winning the trap game before Georgia. Not just winning, kicking the fucking teeth out of Kentucky,
dominating,
and also
it was so impressive away.
And also the black and orange uniforms by Tennessee, chef's kiss, spectacular look. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I have to abstain. Those are the colors of my high school rival.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And here's the deal: you're not going to see him every week, but it was a night game, so it worked. I did see an interesting. I think it was either on Twitter or Instagram. There was somebody, I guess, had taken a picture from like an equipment trunk or something with Tennessee, and there was the black with the orange logo helmet was there, but there was also an orange with white logo helmet in the trunk. So I don't know if that's something that Tennessee is going to bust out this year yet, but let's keep our eyes out for that one. I
guess you're going to say they volunteered some information.
Oh my God!
It is just nonstop with you sometimes.
Is it from the hip again?
Yep.
I swear to you.
Straight.
Let's go to the ugly. I'll start with Matt for the ugly. He had Tom Brady's week.
I mean, he ain't wrong. He ain't lying.
He's not lying. He is not wrong. Yeah, Tom Brady had a bad week. That is for sure. Losing a lot in the last week. For me, I'll go with the ugly. The post game assault.
Oh boy.
The situation, Michigan State. Now, as of today, 8 Michigan State players have been suspended. There is an open investigation with like the Ann Arbor Police Department. Just an ugly scene, man. Like and I saw a report today that the one Michigan player that was drug into the Michigan State team and was being assaulted was going up the tunnel, not to taunt them, but to see his dad, who is a truck driver and only gets limited time off. Like, look, wow. I've never played competitive football in my life, but man, there is no justification for what we saw in Ann Arbor on Saturday. Just an ugly situation. EJ, you're ugly from the weekend that was.
So the ugly for me, and this is pretty much ugly from compared to what we all predicted coming to the year, but the NFC playoff picture is the ugly right now. I'm going to list you off right now that if the playoffs started today.
Oh God,
these are the teams.
I love this matchup. If the playoffs started today.
These are your current teams in the playoffs.
Halloween was yesterday.
In order. Obviously, your 1 seed's the Eagles, right? Obviously, the 2 seed's the Vikings. Okay, no problem. Your 3 seed is the Seahawks. Okay. Your 4 seed, the Atlanta Falcons. What a fraud cons. Your 5 seed, Jim's Dallas Cowboys.
Damn right, baby. Give me those fraud cons in week 1 of the playoffs.
Your 6 seed, my New York Giants, of course.
Whose?
Here's it gets fun. Your 7 seed.
Don't even.
There's a tie. San Fran does get my tiebreaker, but who they tied with? Your Washington Commanders. My pick is still alive.
I'm easy like Sunday morning.
Oh, let me tell you how much I'm blaming the NFL for this.
Yes, the entire NFC East right now is 500 or better.
Oh, no. The conversation we actually need to have is why there shouldn't be a 7th playoff spot.
Oh, I mean, look, we've had this conversation like 2 years ago on the podcast.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So, come on now.
It's not
I hate 8 and
worked
8.
out well.
I hate 8 and 8. I hate it.
Although, if let's just pretend for a minute that dumbass over here actually got it right, and Washington ends up being that team. You said Minnesota would be number 2. What happens if that game's a night game? What happens if that
against his old team?
That wild card
against his old team also.
Man,
not great, Bob.
No, yeah, okay, come on.
Not great, Bob.
I mean, you have teams here that 1, 2, 3 teams, possibly 4 teams in this mix right now that no one had even, well, except for me, of course, inching the playoff spot. Well, Washington be the only one that had.
And you're still regretting it. Let the world show that, please. And by the way,
it's the weirdest thing because he regrets it, but he also celebrates it every week.
Well, you keep reminding me of it, so whatever.
But we got to be fair, and I have to defend Matt here. If the Carolina Panthers took care of business, it would have been them representing the South.
That's true.
Not this week.
Yeah.
The Panthers would have been sitting on top because they would have had the tiebreaker over Atlanta and Tampa Bay. Would have been a four-way tie record-wise, but Carolina would have held the tiebreakers.
Right. Damn helmet.
It's so stupid. What would the AFC be? Do you have that?
The AFC right now, I tell off my hand right now, it would be. I tell you right now, the Bills 1, Chiefs 2, 3 be Tennessee actually.
Yep.
4 Baltimore. 5 the Jets. I think.
No, right now, according to ESPN, Tennessee is the 2 seed.
By virtue of the conference record.
They win the tiebreaker over Kansas City based on best win percentage in conference games.
That'll work us out later on. You know that.
Sure.
But 5 is the Jets, I believe. I think the Jets. 5. 6 the Dolphins.
It is.
And 7, I want to say, is the Chargers? No.
Wait a minute. Yeah,
the Chargers. Okay.
Yeah.
I just guessed it on my top of my head. So
yeah. Yep.
So for clarity, real quick, which by the way, the Chargers, that is interesting. For clarity too, on one other fact, don't dismiss the Titans getting a higher seed down the road.
Oh, we saw it last year.
Right.
The number 1 seed last year.
Based on conference record again because of their sorry
schedule.
Yep.
Only to lose in the first round or the first game they play.
Details.
Yeah. I mean, again, that'll play itself out. Mike agrees with me on the ugly. He said Michigan State can go F itself. Yeah, for sure.
Very embarrassing.
Yeah, just and Mel Tucker came in delivering a lot of words when he got hired at Michigan State, and his tenure has not started well with Sparty, and now it's not even from a football on field standpoint, just an ugly situation there. Kyle, what is your ugly from the weekend that was?
So I've been scolded throughout the weeks leading up to the show that I would take entirely too long talking about how bad the committee got it wrong when it comes time to show how they got it wrong. So I thought I would spin my ugly into that segment with the following.
The fuck is this?
Ladies and gentlemen, your selection committee for the college football playoff.
I knew he was gonna bitch about this. See, I told you.
Here we go.
Well, facts, not feelings and trust, bitch. Listen. Mitch Barnhart, athletic director for the University of Kentucky. If you're wondering why Tennessee might be too high, that's the reason why. Athletic director for Wyoming, Tom Burnham. Boo, Corrigan, athletic director for North Carolina State, probably directly responsible for somebody else being entirely too high.
Yes, I agree.
And I'm not just talking about drugs. Your athletic director for the University of Colorado, Gladchuck, Navy athletic director. Moving on to some of the non-athletic directors. Former coach for Wake Forest, Jim Grove. Right, because on their own, Wake Forest is a relative program. Also here, Jim's favorite panelist, or one of them, Ward Manuel, AD, University of Michigan. Why they were fourth ahead of Tennessee for so long, potentially. Who knows? Now, people like me.
Don't die, Jim.
Now, people like me who are skeptical of why two lost teams are ranked number 25. Yes, UCF, as much stuff as Matt wants to talk, it's completely trash that they are number 25. I said it. But why might that be? One of the reasons, AD for Kansas State, Gene Taylor. And then the most bias, I think, remaining on the list here, their math guy with a PhD from MIT, whose master's and bachelor's were at Penn State. No Big Ten bias there, I'm sure. John Urschel. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the bias portion, which makes up all the three members of your college football selection committee.
You know, you really could not have set this up any better, and I commend you. I commend you, Kyle. I really do. That was.
Oh, look, Wake Forest is in the top 25. They completely belong there. Hey, so is NC State. Wow, deserving institutions.
Tell me how you really feel. That's also really how I really.
I'm not done yet, bitch. Why are we even still talking about North Carolina? What the hell is this crap?
I mean, let's be honest. Why are we talking about anyone after? Well, no, because Mississippi still plays Alabama and is in the hunt for their division in the SEC.
And conference.
So from 11 up, everybody's still live. Okay, from 12 down, dead. None of those teams are making the top 25. So if you haven't seen the college football playoff rankings, let's see here.
Listeners, all right.
Number 11, Mississippi. Number 10, LSU. Number 9, USC. Oregon at 8, TCU 7, Alabama 6, Michigan 5, Clemson 4, Georgia 3, Ohio State 2, Tennessee is 1. Now, Mike says after 12, I don't think even if UCLA ends up winning the Pac-12, I don't see them getting into the top the top 4.
They need a lot of chaos to happen. They need a lot of chaos to happen.
Yeah,
by the way, Jim, this is proof that both you and EJ's Irish are doing so bad. Rod West, board of trustee for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, also on the board, but the Irish are so bad he can't sell them in the top 25. Isn't that interesting?
You know, they beat number 20.
They shouldn't be in the top 25.
I'm saying they shouldn't. That's how bad they are. They can't even get finagled on that.
I'm curious, did they even get any votes in in any of the polls this week? They did, Kyle. Don't look now in the AP poll that doesn't matter anymore. They are just
it has nothing to do with the committee.
They are sitting technically at 30th, and they have a date with Clemson this weekend. So don't look now, Kyle. We may see another golden helmet on this list.
True. They're working on that quality loss, which UCF totally has that with Louisville.
All right, let's
space, dude. I told you this was gonna happen. I told you guys what.
Let's start here. Do you have an issue with Tennessee at number 1?
No, I think they're doing that on purpose because it's only temporary.
Yeah, right.
It's not my number 1. I mean, you look at their resume. I think it's the strongest out of anybody in the top 6. And they're undefeated. So I have no issues with them at 1.
Honestly, joking aside, the resume is perfect. I'm with you, Jim. Right.
Yeah. Ohio State 2. Any issues?
Trash. Absolute garbage. Unequivocal crap. They played literally nobody, and I do mean literally nobody, because Penn State doesn't belong at 15 either. But oh wait, it's not as if there were absolutely no ADs from the Big Ten. Oh wait, listen.
Let me ask.
If you're new to the Huddle Up podcast, this is the time of year where every week we hear Kyle just get to rant about the members of the committee. So if you don't like that, you're in for a long few weeks.
Could we ask Kyle real quick before, because I saw the list of things he told us to do. What would be your top 6 actually?
What would be my top 6? Well, that I'm going to do that as part of why we go through, and I'll do that as we go, as tonight.
Yeah, I'm
any more than I'm accused of being so much that I had to combine 2 segments of one. Haters.
I'm just posing questions as we go through. I'm really only going to cover the top 6.
Don't worry, there's plenty wrong there.
So EJ, do you have an issue with Ohio State at 2?
I don't have an issue, obviously, with it. It is not what I had number 2 though, but I don't have an issue with it either.
You should.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're too high.
This is my list though. Again, so
yeah, I agree. I think they're too high. 4-0 Phillies, by the way. Oh no, 3-0 Phillies. Or did they roll out a home run? Nope, they rolled it a home run.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I do, Kyle, and I'm the host of this show, so eat it.
Wow,
shit. God damn, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Georgia at 3.
Do
you have an issue with Georgia at 3?
Need to be at 2. There is.
I agree. I think they should be number 2.
I have a 3 on my list.
The good news is, if they beat Tennessee will, Georgia, I think will supplant the number 1 spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
And as much as you talk about resume, any Big Ten team in the top 6 has none, basically. Don't worry, Jim. I'll get to your team later.
It'll work itself out.
Clemson at 4.
What the hell?
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
They're propped up by the fact that Syracuse, NC State, and Wake Forest are all on this top 25.
Congratulations.
None. I don't. How do you justify this many ACC teams in the top 25?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, listen. I appreciate that. They got Tulane above 20, but I'm more shocked than I am in anything else with that. And I get that you can't put Cincinnati in there this week because they just freshly lost to UCF, which I was there in person to cover with the black and gold banneret. Bing! And with as good as the Big 12 has looked throughout the year, I do appreciate that they have enough representation.
Yeah, the Big 12's been tough for sure.
I'm on what planet, man?
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, Clemson has struggled in all of those games against top 25 teams, quote unquote.
Right.
And quite frankly, teams that aren't in the top 25. Clemson has not looked.
They should have lost to Syracuse.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just they have not looked good against a weak schedule. All right. Michigan at 5.
You want to talk about garbage resumes? They're the second worst.
Should be
yes. Now, granted, at least they looked a lot more dominant ahead of Penn State. Today, I have to be honest, Jim, I don't know why they're below Ohio State. They and Ohio State should be flipped for 3rd and 5th, but yeah, it's funny with Michigan. The only reason they're not below Alabama is because they haven't lost. I get that. But today, that Alabama-Michigan game would be really interesting in the Citrus Bowl if I got to see it again.
Yeah, I mean, the common opponents that these teams have had, Michigan has looked better against common opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only thing that I can even see that the committee is boosting Ohio State up on is the fact that they beat at the time. And again, this goes back to my issue with preseason rankings, the number 5 team in the country.
Oh, right. The Board of Trustee member made that happen. Got it. It makes their team look better and have a shot to get in the top 25 and get a better quality bowl, thus more money to work with as a trustee member of Notre Dame. Great point, Jim.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle is not bitter. If you have not been able to tell, he is not.
That's why I said it an hour ago.
Don't care about your feelings.
Thank you, Ben Shapiro.
Not that short.
But yeah, like there's no boosting up Ohio State's resume.
No, there isn't. The defense of Ohio State, and look, I have number one on my list.
You
personally.
What?
Okay, I have number one on my list. I already said that. I told you guys.
So I know why you actually did that. You wanted me to curse on a show other than yours on the Earnestly Speaking podcast.
This is true. This is true. It's part of the reason why. But no. But this is my defense with Ohio State. You know, you guys.
Do you trust
them? This is my defense. No, that's not even a trust issue.
That is a
I hope fucking Michigan boat race their asses in a couple weeks. They have looked the most, even with the shit schedule they've had, and we acknowledge that. They've also looked dominant in those wins.
Have they?
Yeah, they have.
How have they've looked dominant?
Yeah.
Notre Dame was within a touchdown with them in the fourth quarter.
That's the pass. That's week one.
Now, Jim,
and talking about the resume.
Notre Dame at the time we thought was a top 5 with 18.
Well, yeah, that's the problem with preseason rankings. They're bullshit, EJ.
And now
Notre Dame is not a top 5
Jim
team.
is going to blow a gasket. Yes.
You keep using that word "we," man, bitch. You got to stop throwing that around.
Like, how is Ohio? What was the 11-point win against Penn State dominant? No. Penn State was within shot with them in the fourth quarter, and Penn State sucks ass.
What so far they suck.
Ohio State has?
Yes, they do, EJ. Stop dancing.
Like I said, I don't have a problem with Tennessee being number one.
Oh, I'm sorry. They beat Toledo 77-21. I stand down, Your Honor. My bad.
Hey, EJ, is he getting frisky?
Oh, God, yeah. I love it.
Look, they beat Wisconsin. Noted powerhouse and national title contender, Wisconsin.
What else would you expect from a team that fired their coach in the end?
My bad.
But I will say I have no problem with Tennessee being number one in your rankings.
39-point win against Rutgers. Good job. They should be number one. Never mind. Goodness sakes, EJ. Ohio State number one. Give me a break. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. Well, EJ, since you've already pissed me off, what's the rest of your top 6?
Top 6 in order: Ohio State, Tennessee, Georgia, Michigan, Clemson, and Alabama. I tell you what, though.
How the hell is Clemson ahead of Bama?
Because the one lost. That's why.
Stop it.
I can make a case. I can make a case for Clemson behind Alabama also too.
Clemson does not belong ahead of Alabama. They just don't. Mostly because they lost.
They're the only team in a loss, buddy.
Shit. The strength of schedule matters. You're doing it wrong.
Almost lost Texas.
Wait. I got it. It's rankings. Of course, he's getting it wrong.
All right, Kyle. What would your top 6 be?
Well, I've kind of said it clearly going through, but I'll go ahead and drop this down. I've got Tennessee number 1. I've got Georgia number 2. I have Michigan at 3, Ohio State at 4, Bama at 5, and Clemson shouldn't be 6. I got TCU.
Wow. All right.
Could you tell me TCU doesn't lose that game?
Devin gets it. EJ, stop talking because you're pissing off Big Jim. Thank you, Devin.
You know I won't do that. So
thank you, Devin. Yeah, we know.
So no, pick it right now. Neutral field. It's a bowl game. It's the student of the game bowl, and I've invited for some reason TCU and Clemson. Who's I
want there to be a student of the game bowl so bad.
I'm working on it. Who you got, guys? Seriously.
Between who? TCU and Clemson?
Yeah.
I have TCU in that easy.
Probably TCU also.
Go Heat, bitch. Keep going, Jim.
All right, my top 6. I have Tennessee at 1, Georgia 2, Michigan 3, Ohio State 4, Bama 5, TCU 6.
I mean, of course, you have Michigan at 3, Homer.
I mean,
yeah. Well, he has to say it because he has to say all.
Maybe I'm disagreeing with you,
Mrs. Big Jim will cut his dick off probably. Shit.
This is proof that Jim, regardless of whatever vulgar stuff EJ's talking about, truly knows politics. He's agreed with me.
I agree with the 2 most important people I need to agree with when I talk on this show.
Wow. I'm touched, Jim.
All right, we will continue to debate these every week until a time in late November when they actually matter. Because let's be honest, again, like it's all fun, it's a discussion point. but ultimately it does not matter.
Well, and let's be careful. It matters. It doesn't matter at the end, but it matters more than we give it credit, because the committee, another big mistake, well, no, an actual mistake they made as opposed to just fucking bias, is, oh, well, they were ranked so-and-so at the time. They give that way too much weight, as you've seen here with these sorry-ass rankings. So, yeah, I mean, I'll leave that at that. By the way, Utah's 14. That's interesting. Florida beat them. Where are they ranked? Anyways.
Power of the Utes, man. Power of the Utes. Let's see. Matt would have had Georgia, Tennessee, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU, Clemson. So he has Clemson over Bama. He's wrong too.
Yeah, he's hiding. Of course, he's hiding behind a baseball game, pansy.
It's only a World Series. No big deal.
No, it's not.
You wouldn't know about that, EJ.
No, I don't. It's been about 7 years.
There's NBA games that now regular season that outdo the damn World Series, bro.
What are you watching right now?
Go Heat, bitch.
That's right, baby.
All right, let's go to the college football picks for the week. We start. This is my game that I'm picking. It is number 6, and I am going by the college football playoff rankings. Number 6, Alabama, who is 7-1, a 13.5 road favorite at number 10, LSU, who is 6-2. 58 is your over/under on this one. Saturday, 7 o'clock, ESPN. Kyle, we'll start with you.
Whew, you would. No. With this particular, I don't know if I want to call it a game or a situation. I'm having trouble knowing what to make of it. I'm probably still, what's his word? Flabbergasted, I suppose, by this whole college football playoff shenanigan situation, whatever you want to call it. In the words of Stephen A. Smith, nobody cares what your problem is. I'm just telling you that I have it. I get it. That being said, Jim, I mean, how do you not pick Bama? But I want to make a joke about your former coach. So, that's
you can try away all you want. That's fine.
Listen, all I'm going to do to remind the Tiger public, I'm going to use this voice so you feel a little bit better about it.
All right.
At one point, Nick Saban did lose to Louisiana Monroe his first year as a coach. Got to remember that, Tigers. So, I mean, obviously, Alabama will win and show the world once again why they should be the 5th place team in the nation.
All right, very good. EJ?
No, I agree. Bama will win the game, but I think LSU covers 13 points here. And give me the over. I see a high-scoring game here.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree, especially with Alabama's defense.
Mm-hmm.
EJ, clearly you have never seen a Brian Kelly coach team play a top 6 opponent.
But this isn't Brandon Wimbush at quarterback either.
Yeah.
Give me Alabama plus 13.5 and give me the over. Matt has Alabama in the over. Mike and Devin in the comments also has Bama and the over. Then we go to this one. Speaking of, oh my God, who the hell cares? It is Kyle's game. Florida State 5-3. They are a 7.5 road favorite at Miami. The U, who is 4-4. 53 is your over/under on this one in prime time, ladies and gentlemen. As if the normal Saturday
when it should be.
As it get at
as it should be. Goddamn,
get out of here!
Stop
the greatest rivalry in history.
30 Eastern time on ABC, as if Saturday couldn't put you to sleep enough. Here's a prime time game to do the job. Kyle, we'll start with you. It's your game.
Are you sure this is my game? Go Heat, bitch! What?
You stole my game. This is my game that you stole.
You're the one that forced me to pick the mullet.
You hate the ACC so much.
I do.
That you go and take this fucking game from me?
Yes, I do.
My favorite rivalry, all sports.
Because what you made me do to suffer through the mullet, because Tweedledee and Tweedledum, who isn't here, forced you into it. Yes.
Come after me.
Exactly. How's it feel?
It burns.
By the way, that burn that you're feeling, me, every time I've seen your top 10 except for once this year. Anyways, with that in mind, listen. Wow. Coach Novell has done more for his team this year, it looks like, than Cristobal. As much as that may be to believe, The U, more like The Who. Well, at least that's a good rock band. That's a bad example. I'm going to go Seminoles on the road against my better judgment.
All right, very good. EJ.
You know I'm going with this, man. Come on. Florida State wins this game by like 55-2.
They give up the safety.
Let's go. Man.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man.
Yeah, let's go, man. I'm not fucking picking against Florida State this week.
All right, well, if you said 55-2, that means you're taking the over as well.
Yeah, it was 51?
53.
Okay.
All right, Matt has Miami in the over. He's still staying loyal to that U pick, I guess, unless he just wants to spite
fuck
EJ.
you, Matt.
Yeah, dude, Miami sucks out loud. As bad as Florida State is, they don't suck worse than Miami. So Florida State plus under. Who cares? Florida. Devin has Florida State in the under. Mike has Miami in the under. He's not a fan of this game either. All right. Then we go to Matt's game, which is number 21, Wake Forest. Speaking of who the hell cares, number 21, Wake Forest, who is 6-2 and a road 4.5-point road favorite at number 22, North Carolina State, who is also 6-2. 54 is your over under on this one Saturday. Well, it's on ACC Network. That's why at 8:00 p.m. Eastern time. Another bad game in prime time, folks. EJ, we'll start with you on this one.
All these ACC hate and yet fucking we pick ACC games for.
Dude, the doc.
Do not say we. I did not pick an ACC game.
Neither did I.
You know what you did? You picked the only good game on the docket before all of us as the host. Don't be a bitch. Come on now.
Don't be a bitch. All right. Sorry. Like who the hell cares, dude? Honestly.
Oh my God. Who the hell cares?
Shit.
Step your game up, soundboard. Jesus.
I don't do soundboards.
What do I do?
I steal soundboards.
Oh my God. Who the hell?
Yeah, you do it poorly.
You know what? Give me NC State to win outright. So they'll plus 4.5 NC State, and I'll take the over. Fuck it.
All right. Kyle.
Golly, do I go with the AD on the committee or the former full coach on the committee? I'll go with the former AD because he outranked the former coach. Yes. Oh my God, who the hell cares? Oh, by the former AD, for in case those of you who weren't paying attention.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, you're good.
You got it. Give me North Carolina State to win outright. Give me the over. Yeah, because dear God, if somebody's gonna have to watch this game, at least give them points. Matt has Wake Forest and the over. And then we go to EJ's game, number 4, Clemson, 8-0. They are a 4-point road favorite at 5-3 Notre Dame. 44.5 is your over under on this one. Saturday, 7:30 Eastern time on NBC and Peacock. EJ, it's your game.
I mean,
it's my game. It's also my team, Notre Dame.
Why are you so pissed off? You still got to pick a team you're a fan.
You stop it, Jim.
Stop it.
Stop. My team, Irish.
Stop it.
Go Irish, baby. And they win this weekend.
You're the freaking worst.
They win this weekend. What? Go Irish. They win outright plus 4. And
the team you think is better than Alabama?
Hey,
well, yeah, true.
So what you're saying is Notre Dame would beat Alabama. I like hearing that from you, EJ.
Oh, Jesus H. Christ.
I'm a fan. You remember this.
I mean, I'm doing simple math, Kyle.
Your fan takes from both of you are awful.
I'm telling you. Notre Dame wins this game outright and give me the slide over.
Oof.
It's 44.
I mean, oh my God, who the hell cares? I'm the only Notre Dame fan not on the panel, or excuse me, the non-Notre Dame fan on the panel. Got it back. Punchline is this. I got Dabo, even though you guys are saying Dab no. That press corps will be waiting an hour and a half as they celebrate the victory over the Golden Helmets of Notre Dame. Who gives a shit about the other stuff?
Yeah.
If you think I'm picking against Notre Dame, you're crazy.
Also, fuck Dabo.
That's not going to happen on this show, especially fuck Dabo. We all know what. Now, unfortunately, there'll be no Mike Tirico to call the epic conclusion if when Notre Dame completes the victory this time around. but be ready to hear it on the intro next week, Kyle. Just prepare yourself mentally.
I've been pronouncing his name wrong for years.
I'm okay with it.
Got that programmed into my head.
Look, if Notre Dame is going to do it, give me the under. Rain in the forecast. The defense is going to have to stop Clemson from scoring if Notre Dame's going to have any chance in this game. So yeah, give me, and Notre Dame needs to run the ball. That when the games they've been successful this year is when they run the football. So they're going to need to do that. So give me Notre Dame in the under. Matt has Notre Dame in the under as well.
God, man, Jesus.
What's that?
Homers, and we didn't even talk about the Denver Broncos.
These are the explicit instructions that Matt gave me, and if there are any eye rolls / homer comments, remind them that they put these games on the show.
I did not put Notre Dame on this.
EJ did. EJ
did. But I did because he stole my game.
You're a fan. Why are you angry,
buddy?
Fuck off,
buddy. You can present the games at any time once the show is like this. After tonight's show is over, you can present.
All right, I'm claiming Florida State.
Don't do it on the air. Knock it off.
It's on the air. Florida State for the end of this month. There you go. Thank you.
No. You
can.
No, that's not how it works.
The same week at least. Jesus.
Good
See,
Lord, man.
For taking the SEC game as somebody who doesn't even like the SEC.
Devin has Notre Dame. Devin has Notre Dame in the over. Mike has Notre Dame in the under.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off as the host, but EJ's unable to pay attention to both of us. The SEC, the teams.
No, I don't like the SEC.
Did I say to you? Did you pick the SEC this week?
No, I thought you said I didn't like the SEC.
Hush.
I'm a little offended here.
Like as Kansas State, Texas is greater than all these shitty ACC games. Hey man, I can only do my part. I tried. Then we go to the.
I was being spiteful. I'll be honest.
Yes, we know. All right, then we go to the college game day game. It is
the big one.
What?
The big one.
Big one.
Why are you? Don't stop interrupting me.
Oh,
number 1 Tennessee, who is 8-0. They are at number 3 Georgia, who is also 8-0 and an 8.5 point home favorite. 66 is your over under on this one. Saturday at 3:30 Eastern time on CBS. Kyle, we'll start with you.
Yeah. Love the situation there, Bob, where you got, University of Kentucky people voting for Tennessee to be number 1 overall so that their team can look better. But take a picture of it, Tennessee fans. That's changing next week, according to my prediction. I have Georgia. Take the under. This is the world where defense rules.
All right. EJ.
Slight under. Jeez, I like Georgia win the game, but was it 7.5? You said 8.5, 7.5?
8.5. Pay attention.
That's a big number. I would take the points too, EJ.
Ooh, give me Tennessee the points here. They'll show up. The offense will give them a game at least. So yeah.
All right. Give me Tennessee to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Tennessee to pull the upset.
Ooh.
This Saturday. And give me the slightest of overs.
You know what Jim's doing? He's celebrating chaos. He's praying for that day where three SEC teams will be.
No. You stop that right now.
The only problem with this will make Clay Travis happy. The only problem with this shit.
Terrible.
Just stop.
You already became an Irish fan. Draw a line somewhere, man.
Let's see. Mike has Tennessee in the over, Devin Tennessee in the under, Matt has Georgia and the under. So that is where we wrap up for the college football slate for the week. We move to week 9 in the National Football League. 6 teams on a bye this week. Browns, Cowboys, Broncos, Giants, Steelers, 49ers, all are on a bye this week. So a smaller slate, and we start with my game. It is the 4-3 Chargers of Los Angeles / San Diego. They are a 3-point road favorite at 4-3, traveling to the first place Atlanta Fraud Cons. How did we end up here? What is going on?
The NFC South is the worst division in football, Jim.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
The 49ers
sucks.
The 49ers have had a butt ton of injuries. That's how we got here.
40,
bad pass interference call. That's
49 is your over-under on this one. Sunday, 1 o'clock on Fox. I'll lead it off. This is my game. Look, Chargers coming off a bye. If they can't win this game, problems, big problems. You need to go into Atlanta and you need to beat a bad Falcons team, Fraudcons team that is in first place of their division. So give me Chargers plus the 3 and the over. Get it done on the offense. EJ.
But I don't trust that coach, though.
Here we
go.
Can you even name the Atlanta coach?
Arthur Smith, right?
Oh, give that man a bell.
Yeah. Nah, give me the Chargers here. Off a bye week, especially too. Good point, Jim, you made there. Got to win this game, dude. If you want to get back into the the AFC West race, have a chance to win division or move up into wildcard standings, you need this game badly. So give me Chargers here. I think Falcons might feel themselves a little bit this week, and I think a little down to earth situations still come here. So give me the Chargers here to cover a little over 3 points, and I'll take to the under, actually, a little slight under this one.
All right, Kyle.
I too have the over. These teams aren't remarkable on defense this year. I know that the Chargers are battling injuries. That's their problem, and the fraud cons just don't have one. So with that in mind, I see the fraud cons losing, setting up a scenario possibly where the Panthers have a shot at first place at the division, maybe.
There we go. Matt has Chargers and the over. Devin Chargers and the over. Or excuse me, the under. Mike has give me the LA Chargers of LA, San Diego, Southwest Compton, Orange County, and the over. Thank you, Mike. Then we go to EJ's game. It is the Minnesota Vikings, who is 6-1 and a 3.5 point road favorite at the 4-4 Commanders. 43.5 is your over under on this one. Sunday, 1 o'clock on Fox. EJ, it's your game. Go ahead.
Am I going to do this for real?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Don't.
No, you're not.
Well, give me the over first. Let's start there. Give me the over. That's the play on this game.
No, you're not
actually.
No.
Kirk Cousins come back to where it all started, my friend. Man, give me the Vikings. Fuck it. The Vikings win. Vikings slightly cover, too.
All right, Kyle.
I too will be doing a standing jumping jack for this game. The Red Tails will be defeated by Kirk Cousins because the time of the game is before 8 o'clock. Oh, sorry, Commanders.
Yeah, Vikings easily in this one to cover, and I'm going to take the under because I don't know if Washington's going to be able to score enough points to get it to the over. So,
Yeah.
I was telling Matt on Sunday on chat like that thing is really annoying. He was
I know
right.
that's I know you love it so much. Matt has the Vikings.
I mean, picking the Vikings, I figure I should get some backup reps and get some game time in.
At the over. Let's see. Mike has Vikings experience in the Kirk Cousins revenge game in the over. Devin has Vikings in the over as well. Then we go to Matt's game. It is the 6-1 Buffalo Bills, a 13-point road favorite at the 5-3 New York Jets. Currently in a playoff spot, by the way. Let's remind that. 47 is your over-under on this one, Sunday, 1 o'clock on CBS. Matt has Bills and the under since it is his game. Kyle, we go to you.
EJ, remind me, your Patriots beat the Jets, did they not?
They sure did.
So if the Jets had actually prevailed, you do realize, gentlemen, that this game would have implications towards first place in the AFC East.
That's correct.
Crazy stuff. Welcome to 2022 in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. That being said, cute little things I point out aside, one of these teams has been quarterbacked at one point by an elite quarterback, according to many people, and the other has Josh Allen. I'm making a Joe Flacco joke, people. Are you crazy? Pick the Bills. Damn it.
Covering 14?
Huh?
Covering
do they
14
cover
points?
13? Yeah, do they cover the 13-point spread on that?
Yes, they do.
All right, EJ.
I want to go the other way on this one, just for the points, but God, nah, I'll give Buffalo cover 14 points. I'll take Buffalo cover 14 points, and I'll take a little bit. Damn, give me an over. Fuck it, over.
Circle the wagons, Patriots fan.
Yes. Hashtag Bills Mafia.
This Hall injury is impacting the Jets for sure. That offense definitely looked lost. Maybe they'll settle in a little bit more with the new running back tandem with another week of practice. But look, the Bills tried to give a game away again this past week. They love letting off the gas in the second half. I think there's a little more noise, not a lot. It's the Bills. They're still probably widely considered the best team in the league, as they should be. But there's a little bit more noise about them this week after Green Bay's almost comeback in prime time on Sunday. So I think the Bills are going to go out and show out. So I think they're going to win and cover the 13. Give me a slight over. Give me a slight over. Let's see here. Mike has Jets plus the points in the under. Devin has the Bills to cover and the under. Then we go to Kyle. This is your game. It is the 3-4 Los Angeles Rams of St. Louis at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are also who are 3-5. 3-point home favorites for the Bucks. Sunday or 42.5 is your over under on this one. Sunday at 4:25 on CBS. Kyle, we go to you. It's your game.
Clinging to life are both of these teams without question.
Timing.
Life support game.
Yeah, it's either lose this. Maybe the Bucks still have a chance because their division is that bad, but the Rams needed a lot more. I think that's what's going to do it. Super Bowl hangover. Yeah, Super Bowl hangover. All this little disturb. The facts that the Rams didn't go after offensive line talent, tells me one of two things: A, they're out of assets, or B, they're letting it sail for this year. They're cashing in that year of credit that they won.
They don't have draft picks to trade.
There you go.
They got rid of all of those to bring in Stafford. Again, got you a Super Bowl, but hurts the next time you wouldn't want to try a.
That is the goal, to win a Super Bowl, and they did the thing.
You mentioned Stafford. Let me help you. Stafford, Miller, Wagner. Didn't they need some of that to get OBJ in?
Sure.
On and on down the line.
Yeah, and look, paid off. EJ, Rams Bucks.
Well, obviously the Rams need more because the situation is a little more dire in terms of divisional optics. Oh my God. I'll take Tampa one more time.
Of course you will. You don't pick against Tommy when he's down.
Exactly.
Hey, listen.
I want to hear any of it from Tom.
Something happy. Anyway.
Give me Angry Brady this week and give me the slight over.
He's been angry all year. Just saying.
Maybe angrier now. Not everything's out.
Just the way EJ likes it.
Dude, it's bad on both sides. Like this game on paper to start the year, it's like, all right, let's go. This should be,
rematch.
Right, rematch, potential NFC title game, or at least deep in the playoffs. All of a sudden,
I'll say
playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs.
Jim,
You kidding me? Playoffs?
If you had told me in August that this game, Week 9, between the Rams and the Bucks, would both teams would be 3-4 to be 3-5, I was like, get the fuck out of here,
right? Right? Nobody would have believed it. But give me the Bucks, man. They've had a little bit longer to prepare. Coming off the Thursday game last week. And if there's anything Tom Brady wants to do right now, it's success. And getting right somewhere. And he's going to want to do that on the football field. So give me the Bucks here to win and +3. Give me, man, because I don't know what condition. I know Cooper Kupp got banged up late in that game for the Rams. Give me an under here, even at 42.5. Check back on that later in the week. Obviously not with us in the show, but if you are betting this game, Matt has the Rams in the under. Mike has the Rams in the under. Devin has Rams and the over in the comments here. And then finally for the NFL, our Sunday night game, it is the battle for second place in the AFC. Okay, cool. The 5-2 Titans at the 5-2 Chiefs, who are a 12.5-point home favorite. 46.5 is your over-under on this one. Sunday, 8:20 Eastern time on NBC and Peacock. EJ, we'll start with you.
Chiefs cover easy and give me under.
All right, Kyle.
No, I got nothing to say about this. The Titans will be defeated and then go back to their easy schedule ways to remain the number 2 seed in the AFC at some point.
All right. Chiefs, man. This one should be easy. If the Titans can control the clock with their run game, I could see them potentially covering 12.5. My prediction is Chiefs plus 12.5. But if they just commit to Derrick Henry, and can keep Mahomes and company off the field, that's the only way I think they cover 12.5. But give me the over officially. Matt has the Chiefs and the over as well.
Supporting the point, Jim, Malik Willis looking very strong according to Titans people out there, including the general himself, Mike Patton. Malik Willis looking like he's getting that start like he got last week still. That on the ground more often, and Patrick LaVon Mahomes the second off the field more. I'm not telling you who I picked to win within the matchup mania. That's not what it's there for, but I can explain to you on the 3pointconversion.com why that game and another game, the only 2 games this week with winning teams facing each other, more than one game for the first time since week 6, by the way. Check that out, 3pointconversion.com, Matchup Mania.
Let's see. Devin has Chiefs and the under. Mike has Titans and the under because, like I said, Henry runs the ball and they eat down the clock. Yeah, that's going to be the key if they're going to cover that. So we've made it to another one. The dance is the best part. I mean, it really is. That's where the money of the segment really is made.
Yeah, I mean, this is great that this has become a thing. We're now encouraging people to subscribe and like and get notifications for the Huddle Up YouTube channel. So there you go.
Absolutely. All right, so let's go to EJ's power rankings. Let me get the screen adjusted here. So even though we can see them both, Kyle, let's only react to the bottom 5.
I am.
Okay. All right, let's go to the bottom 5 first. EJ, go ahead.
All right. Sorry, 28. 28 Steelers, 29 Raiders.
You're off the mic when you're going to do that.
Sorry. Yeah, I apologize. 30 Panthers, 30. I'm a mess tonight, man. He lose my 6. Sorry. 28 Steelers, 29 Raiders, 30 Panthers, 31 Lions, 32 Texans.
Why are the Texans at 32?
Because I said so. Next.
Yeah, so, okay, I'm bad at my job, and I'm doubling down. Great.
Hey.
Awesome. Thank you, Bill Simmons.
I like Bill Simmons. Who gives a shit?
Actually, in fairness, right, calling you Bill Simmons is an insult to you. At least it's entertaining watching you suck at your job.
What's on the 5? Go ahead.
I have a feeling.
I think the Lions should be at 32.
Oh, my fucking God. Get this off the screen. No, I can't. Why? Jim, you even let this happen.
Thanks, Jim.
You make the graphic.
Thanks, Jim.
And it's here. Play the I blame you, bitch. Get Cena up here.
I blame you.
Hold on,
just let this happen on your show.
I just look
before we go to top 10. Wait, quick.
Kyle,
calm down.
Kyle, relax.
No, we don't do 4/8. Let fetch be a thing, Jim.
We do that on tool time.
Get him out of here. No. We do that. Why are you letting fetch be a thing, Jim? You're better than that. You know
so
what?
Worth it.
Next time he puts the Steelers here, you're gonna let him put Trafrisky's team? Is that what you're gonna do? Damn it.
Trubisky or whatever the hell his name is.
God, why?
Kyle, let's stay in the bottom 5 for the moment. I know it's difficult. Just look at the right side of the screen. It's going to be okay.
I was done with the bottom 5. I accepted the fact that he's wrong about a lot.
I win.
Steelers being there is good. Raiders being there is good. Panthers being there, okay.
I have the Lions at 32.
Okay.
I have the Raiders at 31. That
choice.
That team is garbage on fire rolling down a hill. I have the Panthers at 30, so you got that one right. I have the Texans at 29. Like, I get it.
Okay.
They're a team that is trying to find identity, trying to rebuild, trying to find something. I don't know, but they're bad. They're bad.
So you guys think that the Lions are 32, basically?
Yes.
I could see the
And
argument.
I have the Jaguars at 28.
Yeah. Okay.
They're closing in. They're closing in, though. But the thing,
Steelers are right there.
What is save the Jaguars? I said this on the Earth Week podcast today earlier with Kyle. Is that at least with the Jags, even with the losses, you see a team that's fighting every week. That's right there.
But here's the reason why I have them there. Like, do you know that like there's teams with winning records who have negative point differentials, and the Jaguars are sitting with a plus point differential?
Yeah, I know.
At some point, like, you have to start winning those games.
No, I agree. I think that Texas loss was really bad, to be honest with you.
It was really bad. Yeah.
Worst of the year. Definitely, good record.
Poor Tony Baselli.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, it's so yeah, they can easily find their way out of it. But to me, they're in the bottom 5 right now.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the top 10 for the podcast audience. Read them all.
10-1. Here we go. Number 10, the Tennessee Titans. Number 9, the Miami Dolphins. Number 8, the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 7, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 6, the Dallas Cowboys. Here we go. 4B. The 49ers. 4A. The Vikings.
Hold on, Kyle.
And the top 3 remains unchanged for you listeners out there. Kansas City Chiefs at 3. Philadelphia Eagles at 2. Buffalo Bills at 1. And I'm always right. So anyway, next question.
I mean, you're not. You're actually wrong quite a bit. Quite a bit, EJ.
All right. Let me just say with a record, this is so worth it to see Kyle get pissed off. Kyle, what bothers you more with his rankings?
Besides 4A, 4B.
Yes.
That is the part that makes that awful is the fact that both of you are in on it. Jim, I expect more.
Well, okay, so to be fair, Jim.
No.
Hold on. To be fair. Jim said no. Jim said no at first.
Ladies,
Jim said no.
Ladies.
He started.
Jim said no. He said no at first. I said, please, Jim. Please. I need this.
Why do you need
this reaction? That's why.
Are you covering sports right now?
Oh, do you want me to? Okay, now real talk though. Do you want me to defend my 4A4B thing or no?
No, there is no defense.
No, there's defense. I'll tell you right now. Want me to?
No, okay. There is no defense.
There's defense. I have a defense for it.
I did this because I like seeing Kyle mad. There, I said.
Yes, that's number 1. But number 2. So, I wanted to put San Francisco ahead of Minnesota. Honestly, I really did. I was this close to doing it. Because I, if you ask me to vacuum, who is the second best team in the NFC right now after Philadelphia? To me, right now, honestly, through 9 weeks, I think it's still San Francisco.
Okay.
I don't care about record. I don't care.
Yeah, we know.
Okay?
You've been incorrectly defending the 49ers for weeks.
But I need to show respect for Minnesota for the 6-1 record also too.
Okay.
So 4A, 4B.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If the Minnesota Vikings and the San Francisco 49ers played today, who wins?
San Fran, next question.
Okay, so the Niners should be 4. The Vikings should be 5 to you.
Oh God!
You didn't to you. This is to him, Kyle. This isn't.
Notice that I snap called it. I didn't even think about it.
Right.
You don't think about it.
The fact that you have the Vikings at 4A and the 49ers at 4B shows that either your response to the question was disingenuous or your rankings are disingenuous.
No, the rankings are good.
The rankings are disingenuous because he's already said he did it to make me mad.
But so then how is the answer to your question without thought, debate, or pause, the 49ers would win? Like, if the 49ers would win, that means they're the better
It's
team.
like I said to you earlier on the text about the Giants and Giants fans and getting mad about my rankings last week. Oh, they're too low at number 9 last week? Number 9?
Oh no, yeah, that was
let me say it again.
I'll defend you on that too.
And Minnesota kind of counts her somewhat to some degree. When you're bad for a few years, you don't get to cut the fucking line just because you win some games out of nowhere, okay? You got to build trust. There are certain teams that build trust with me through the years. San Francisco has played a Super Bowl, okay? San Francisco was Minnesota Super Bowl last year, okay? So you don't get to cut the line.
How are the Vikings above them then?
So because I wanted to respect to the 6-1 Vikings, the record. They've
but
done
you
good so far.
contradicted yourself.
Rankings don't matter, EJ.
None of this shit matters. Dude, it's all content. Bro.
Right. I understand that, but you literally just contradicted yourself.
Let me ask you a question, Kyle.
Because the Vikings. When was the last time that going into a deep playoff game or a feature game, like, can you really trust the Vikings? They've been bad for years, right? That's what you just said about the Giants.
They were in the playoffs, I think 2019 last, I believe.
And they lost in the first round?
No,
second round?
They actually won the first round, I believe. I think they beat New Orleans, actually, if I'm mistaken.
Okay. And so
you mean the one they shouldn't have won, right?
And since then, your 49ers, as you've reminded us for the past 4 weeks, have been to the NFC title game last year, and they were in the Super Bowl recently, and all of those. So, like, even the recent track record would have the 49ers above the Vikings.
Right. I don't want to ding the Vikings too much also too, because the record, it does matter to some degree with them. They're showing, but at the same time, it's also recognizing that San Francisco is right there. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
By the way,
so again, if they played today, who would win?
He's in. Asked and answered, counselor.
I said it already. You know the answer.
49ers. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, people laughed at me.
I wish I could John Madden telestrate a switcheroo arrow on this screen to switcheroo the Vikings and the 49ers, because that's by your logic. I'm only presenting it by your logic because I don't have the 49ers that high. Or the Vikings for that matter.
None of us are that high if we're talking about high and EJ. No, gentlemen, you all laughed at me, Matt included, when I said that my lock of the week was that the Niners would beat the Rams and that EJ would have the Niners within the top 5.
I'm giving you this.
By the way, thank you, EJ.
He tried to tell you to listen, though. Play it.
What can I say except you're welcome?
That also applies here.
Of course.
I tried to tell you and you wouldn't listen.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
So, on that same ilk, EJ, who was responsible for the lion's share of the points this past week for the Niners?
That's the guy from Stanford?
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Had a trifecta. Throwing, catching, and running, right?
Impressive, yeah.
You know, there's another trifecta that's happened, right? It's only happened 28 times in the past 30 years, right? But it's a negative trifecta, right? A pick, a sack, and a lost fumble. Jimmy G has done that. He's done it this month. He's done it twice this month. And that is your number 5 team. Awesome.
No, 4B.
Number 5 team.
4B.
Anyways,
4B. God damn it. Look at the list. There's no 5 there.
Damn what it says. I'm talking. The punchline's this. I don't get any universe where there is an AFC team inside the top 5, not named the Eagles, and they're third.
NFC, you mean? You said AFC.
The AFC.
Darn it, right. The top 5 teams, 4 of them should be AFC. Punchline.
Deep breath, Kyle.
What? Because you can't put together a
thing. So who's your number 5 then?
That just makes you a clown. Number 5 is obviously the Ravens. Why are we still having this conversation?
Who's number 4 then?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said 4. I got the Bengals and Ravens. You can put them in either order.
Oh, dude, I can't sign off on the Bengals in the top 5 after last night.
Okay, and your defense is the whole. It's a week-to-week thing. That's fine. My question then becomes, I mean, we're penalizing the Jets now. Is that a thing? Maybe the Seahawks should be in here too, right?
Nope.
They should be ahead of the Titans.
Is that what you would do?
Yeah.
I would do.
The Titans don't belong here. The Dolphins, I can cut you some slack on. They've had some moments that look particularly good. I mean, I know you wanted to stroke it to Tua earlier in the program, but
all day.
But that's after we were talking so much about Chubb. The punchline's this, though, guys.
That too.
See, I'm getting over my humor. By the way, Jim let fetch happen. Let the record show that here. So, yeah.
Guilty, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, apparently you're a defendant more than once, right, Utes? Anyways, I've said my piece on this.
Top three, I have the exact same top three.
Help me with the Eagles ahead of the Chiefs. I don't quite get that.
They're undefeated. Like,
what's your gripe? There's clearly a gripe with
and it's not even that they're undefeated. It's that they are. Look, you can talk about the schedule all you want, but they are winning dominantly. They don't control the teams that they play. They can only control how they play the games, and they are doing it convincingly. Like, if the Packers had made that game a 3-point game, like there was part of me that almost would have wanted to pull the trigger on the Eagles at number 1, because the Eagles aren't flirting. Because the Eagles aren't flirting with giving games away. The Bills have multiple times. That could come back to bite them someday.
Oh, right. And it may very well. But, listen. At the end of I can't even with that.
Hey, can I
like the Chiefs lost to the Bills. Okay, that's a good loss, quote unquote. I know you like those words, Kyle. But they also lost to the Indianapolis Colts. I don't care the reason. You lost to a terrible team.
No, that was a bad outing.
So the Eagles have played terrible teams, and they've kicked their ass, all of them. And they've also beat a good team in the Vikings and a pretty good team with the
may I
rush Cowboys.
The Chiefs and the Eagles are that close.
May I read NFL.com's rankings?
No, I want an answer.
Okay. Say what's the question?
Jim, based on what you said, the Eagles and Chiefs are that close in your mind.
I think it would be a close game, absolutely.
All right. Go ahead, EJ.
So NFL.com right now, the rankings as right now. Number 1.
This doesn't make you any better.
No, I'm just saying that I'm giving the polls out there now. Okay. Number 1, the Bills. 2, Eagles. 3, Chiefs. So same top 3 as me.
No wrong.
4, the Cowboys.
Wrong.
5, the Niners.
Wrong.
6, the Ravens.
Wrong.
They should be higher.
7, the Vikings.
Wrong.
I have them higher.
I like the Vikings at 7.
I have them at 5, but I'm fine with them if they're 7.
8, the Titans.
Wrong.
Can you hit it more than once, Jim?
Wrong.
Thank you.
9, the Seahawks.
I can live with that.
I have the Seahawks in my top 10 near the bottom.
And 10, the Bengals.
Okay.
Wrong.
So yeah. I have the Bengals at 8.
Wrong.
I punished them all. Look, I had written them into the number 4 spot because I'm like, the Bengals are not going to lose to the Browns. And so maybe it's my fault. I don't know.
Thanks.
So I had to boost them up, but I have the Bengals in at 8. I have the Dolphins in at 7. I have the Seahawks at 9. And I do have the Niners at 10. I do need to see a bigger sample size with what the offense is going to look like.
Notice, Jim, since I know you as long as I have, you're very diplomatic when it comes to these discussions. Like, you don't want to pull the trigger on something. You won't take any chances. You know what I'm saying? I think the Niners, you need to see more. And I get it. I get it.
It's about putting the teams where I think they belong.
It's about not knee-jerking your reactions and putting in 4A and 4B like a bitch.
It's also and analyzing that, okay, this team is what it is, and this team, I feel good about this team moving forward. Now, look, if information changes, I'm proven wrong, so be it.
What about the Niners moving forward excites you?
The 49ers, before beating the Rams this week, lost to the Chiefs, lost to the Falcons. They also lost to the Broncos.
The Falcons also really banged up with the Falcons.
And the Browns. Or excuse me, not the Browns.
They lost to the Bears. I'm
the Bears.
I don't want to overreact to a loss in a monsoon. The weather equalized that game. Should the Niners have lost to the Bears? No, but I'm not going to overly penalize them for it.
Well, if I may, Jim, the rain limited the Bears just as much. I still don't buy that argument. By the way, a run first team does better in the rain. So look,
you can penalize them more. I choose not to. But you also, again, you lost to the Broncos and you lost to the Fraud Cons. Okay, like those are bad losses.
With context, though, that with the Falcons lost, though, they were missing 13 starters.
Okay.
So and now that kind of matters, though. Like I'm saying,
I understand that, but you also still need to penalize them. The Bengals also were missing guys last night, important players. But I'm also going to penalize them for losing to a team that you shouldn't lose to. Like the Niners shouldn't have lost to the Fraud Cons, man. They shouldn't have. Okay, like especially not by 2 scores.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you want to make the argument that they are a top 5 team, okay, a top 5 team with injuries should at least be able to make that close against a bad team, but they didn't. So now you get Christian McCaffrey. That's great. The offense looked a lot better this week. That's great.
By the way, doing it without Debo too, for the record.
Yep.
Yeah, like you have my attention now, but I also need to see more. I also need to see Christian McCaffrey not getting hurt. Okay, because if he gets hurt, then we're back to the same problem we had before.
Which also technically this week did happen.
Fair, but like what is how do they usually describe it? Injured and hurt are 2 different things.
Correct.
So because you're not going to get through a 17-game season without getting hurt. It's whether or not you get injured, I think, is usually how they define it. So look, I'm willing to hear the Niners and see them as a top 10 team, but I'm not going to overreact to beating, yes, a bad team. The Rams are a bad team, man. Yeah, we need to have that serious discussion as well. So like it's not diplomatic. It's to me it's where I think these teams belong.
It's facts and not feelings,
I don't know that I trust this year's 49ers the same way that, if we want to use that word, I would have a different year, because they are different years, as is proof by the New York Jets being in a playoff spot right now, by the New York Giants being in a playoff spot. If you go to my observation podcast on the Huddle Up podcast feed, like I kind of talk about those things, is sometimes you just need to start reacting to the things in front of us. That's why, as much as I hate Pete Carroll, like that dude is doing the work with that team this year, and I have them, the Seahawks, who I hate, in my top 10 because they're getting the job done. Like, will it last? Is it sustainable? Will Geno Smith continue to throw? And here's the thing, man. Like, they haven't been perfect the last couple of weeks, but Geno Smith, his top receivers have been letting him down more than vice versa, which is surprising. So, like, I don't get it. But
you want to hear quickly Colin Cowherd's top 10 real quick? This is actually kind of wacky.
Here we go.
Sure, why not?
All right. So go 10 to 1 first or 1 to 10, you think?
Always
start at the top and go down.
Okay, 1, he has Philadelphia. 2, Chiefs.
Come on.
3, Bills.
Well, he was on his show wanting to penalize them up front with the Packer game, but I digress.
4, 49ers. 5, Vikings. He did the thing that you guys told me I should have done instead.
I have Vikings at 5, so I can't argue with it.
6, Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
7, Dolphins.
Come on.
8, Ravens. 9, Seahawks. 10, and Bengals.
Okay. I mean, look, as I've said all year, you get beyond 3. Okay, there's the top 3. To me, the Ravens still, although they're flirting with falling out of being in number 4 by themselves.
What was yours again?
And then after 4 is kind of this everybody else land.
So yeah, Ravens at 4.
I have Ravens at 4 still.
And 5 is who again? Minnesota, right? Okay.
Yeah. Vikings, Cowboys, Dolphins, Bengals, Seahawks, Niners.
I feel like with Dallas, because you're a fan, you're a little more hesitant to put them on the top 5.
Vikings, Cowboys, EJ, who you got? At 1 o'clock.
I gotta be honest.
I was gonna say, where is it and what time?
Shit, man. I gotta be honest with you, man. That Dallas defense is so fuck. That shit travels. It doesn't matter where they play.
4C, Jim, fix it.
Next week we're gonna see 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4,
no.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
I gotta see more Dak. More Dak
You
next 2 weeks.
Yeah, you all about seeing Dak, aren't you?
I love the Dak.
For those that care, and I know Kyle, you
Hey,
don't.
Did I just witness EJ lean into the Dak? Anyways,
You know me, man. Come on.
He does that. He does that.
Yeah, I love lean to Dak a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
For those that care, 6-0 Phillies now. I know, EJ, you were very concerned.
Oh my God! Who?
I said for those that care. I know
He the Warriors tied at 102 right now. So who gives a fuck?
You know why I care? I don't want Matt to do something stupid, partying something that lame.
I know we do need. Well, he's going to the game tomorrow, so what he needs 7 days of rest. Hopefully, he'll be back with us next week. Well, I guess it depends when the potential parade would be.
Stop.
But no, shut up, Met fan.
You better lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, we go to our guarantees for the upcoming weekend. Kyle, we'll start with you. What is your lock for this upcoming weekend?
If the Steelers stay in the bottom 5 of the top 10, Jim will continue to let fetch happen and list it as Trafrisky's team rather than Pittsburgh.
Trubisky or whatever the hell his name is.
Also, Kyle.
Joe Buck yourself.
Lock it up.
EJ, what is your lock for the
I
week?
guarantee you I will have a very stress-free Sunday because my New York Giants are on a bye.
Who's
I'm happy. So I am going to be stress-free. This is relaxing. Not worry about fucking this team trying to,
You said weekend.
Sure,
right?
you'll be relaxed.
You're nothing but a degenerate.
By the way, I did go 4-1 this week on my picks.
You said
Bengals.
weekend, sir. You're Sunday. Because on Saturday, I know why you'll be stressed out.
Florida State, Miami. That's right, baby.
Let's see. Matt, his lock it up is an NFL coach will be fired after the weekend.
Lock it up.
Which one?
Screwed that one up.
He did not define.
Josh McDaniels?
He did not define. He just
he's putting Man Campbell on the docket as well, I think there.
There's a couple I think who could potentially
McDaniels, Hackett, still week to week at this point now.
Not yet. He bought
Porter reports last week. Remember Porter reports last week.
Yeah, they got a big win in London.
Yeah, and if they lose next week, they'll be fucked anyway.
Right, sure.
Mike says the Eagles are already up 7-0 on the Texans. Yeah, probably. Joe's lock. EJ will mess up his rankings again and piss off the student of the game. Well, that's too.
I've been doing it for fucking 10 years now, buddy.
Other news: we breathe oxygen. Do better.
I've been doing it for 10 years now, buddy.
7-0 Phillies. I can't even keep up with it.
You kind of need to guard star Steph Curry. Fuck.
Nobody cares about Steph Curry, EJ. My lock it up for the weekend. My guarantee is a Brian Kelly coach team from Louisiana will get trounced by another top 6 team.
Lock it up.
All right, let's Mike, I understand it's your prediction. I'm not going to read it aloud. I don't want to get blamed if anything bad happens. So if you want to see Mike's, go to the Facebook live feed and you can find the comment there. Because I don't want Matt to blame me if I put those words out into the.
Well, no, you would blame Mike.
Yeah, but I don't want to be attached to it. I don't want to be an accessory to the.
Oh, but you'll be attached to 4A and 4B, huh? Really? Thanks.
4B is awesome.
You too, Kyle.
Yeah, right. Joe Buck yourself.
Hey, Jim. Yeah. Thank you.
Joe Buck yourself.
That's for you, Kyle.
Yeah, right.
EJ.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Little Orange Cassidy's action there. There you go.
All right.
He's never worn a Maui costume. He is not entitled.
This is true. You look great in a Maui costume, for the record.
Thank you, Ernest.
All right. Let's close this one out. EJ, where can they follow you?
You can find me here fucking stressed with this Heat game now, number 1. Number 2, I am on Twitter, EJ7. Stop it. Earth Speaker Podcast across all podcast catchers. Check out today's podcast, especially too. Kyle and I went almost an hour and a half on 1 hour segment, giving midterm grades on each team in the NFL. So that was a fun one, of course. Kyle, you did well again this year on that.
Thank you, sir. That was a pretty fun segment. There was only 3 of them that I thought were just rankly awful, but
you and I were harsh on some teams, though. I said that you and I were harsh on specific
some
teams.
teams friggin' deserved it, dude.
Yeah, so it was an awesome episode. We drop the show every Tuesday and Thursday. Sometimes extra episodes comes out, depends on how I'm feeling. Other than that, my YouTube page, Ernest Christian on YouTube. What else? I think that's it. Oh, Take the Wrestling Podcast also on Thursdays as well. Dropping on Fridays with me, Mike, Joe, and of course you, producer Jim.
Bing.
We took a week off last week, apparently.
We did.
Nothing wrong with that. Once in a while.
We're back. Yeah, we'll be back. Devin, have a good one, buddy. Thanks for checking in. Yeah.
Hey, Devin.
We talk to you Thursday on 3CT. Kyle, let the people know.
Yeah. So how about EJ's basketball team? No heat, bitch. I am Kyle Nash, the student of the game. You can find me on Twitter at the SOTG. Find me on Instagram as the same, the SOTG. Check out my Facebook page, the student of the game. And of course, check out my work on the Black and Gold Banneret. I will actually have a piece going up, I would think, on Wednesday, talking about the upcoming game where UCF was going to try to improve upon their 1-5 record traveling out of the state of Florida under Gus Malzahn. They're 12-1 at home for whatever that's worth. Take that, Bearcat fans. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not you anymore there, Jim. Your involvement with them in the playoff last year. That was
playoffs.
Anyways. Oh, by the way, anybody notice
playoffs
that there's a Tulane person on the committee? Interesting. Might be why they got out of the top 20. Anyways, actually, no, they kind of deserve it. I'll be real. With all that in mind, of course, check out my work with the 3-point conversion, covering the Jaguars, and of course, the Matchup Mania that comes out every Wednesday. So check that out. And of course, my work with the A7BN Sports Network, along with Captain and Company in the Captain and Company Morning Show on Old School 101.com, my friend Captain Chris, and of course my guy Demosthenes Euclid, who if I don't mention, EJ will lose his damn mind and start using 4D, 4F, 4Q, 4X to the Z by YG power 0.52 hyphen ampersand whatever, and Jim will let it happen.
You speak it.
Hey Jim, thank you.
I'm not doing it.
Thank you.
Stop that. Don't interrupt Kyle.
Already let fetch happen. What do you care? Honor, joy, and privilege. Until next time, everybody. Class dismissed. These bitches have detention.
Thank you for listening each and every week. We certainly do appreciate it. Make sure you are following us on social media at Huddle Up Podcast on Twitter, on Facebook, and now on TikTok as well. So go over and if you are on there, make sure you give us a follow. You can get your Huddle Up merchandise at tpublic.com. You can find everything at the link tree on our social medias. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you do that. Subscribe on all podcast platforms. You know the deal. Until next week, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the win.